What is up? We are back for another episode on Jordan Bobo's podcast. We have two special guests today.
Yo.
Brothers.
What's up, everyone?
I absolutely love Joseph Taylor Otero and Nick, I do not know your middle name, and Nick Otero.
Happy to be here, Bobo. Happy to be here.
I love it. All right. So these two guys are from Nova, which is Northern Virginia. So they are big Washington football team fan. Washington R words might be the Washington Red Tails, Hogs. What else do they want to call them? I don't know. They're all terrible names. So we're going to talk about the Washington football team season. We're going to go over why Dan Snyder is such a terrible owner. And we're also going to go over power rankings, picks of the week, and we'll see if these guys actually want to stay on for my Patriots recap and my preview of the Chargers game this weekend. All guests have to say hi to Jeff. This is Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
Yo, Nick, funny-ass story. Joe told me not to call him Jeff for obvious reasons.
Someone likes excision. Yeah. Just a little cringy.
Yeah, a little cringy, but I don't care. Honestly, Joe's lived with me for 3 years. If you tell me not to do something, I'm most likely going to do it.
Yep.
So,
just like a child.
All right. Washington football team season. I'm going to go over each game, and I have two questions for you guys to answer. Game 1, lose to the Chargers in a close one. I was like, oh, the defense is back. Game 2, beat the Giants in a thriller. Game 3, you get murdered by Buffalo. Game 4, you beat Atlanta. That's when Taylor Heineke said that he slept on his sisters and
on his sister's couch. Or his sister and her husband or boyfriend's couch.
Yeah, something crazy like that. And then game 5, lose to the Saints, which I thought they were going to win. Game 6, lose to the Chiefs, which all looked good in the beginning. And then game 7, which was this past weekend, lost to the Chargers, which how many times are you guys in the damn red zone? I don't even know. What?
It's the worst part of the field for us.
So I have a question that I both want you to answer. First one, what the hell is up with your defense?
Coming into this year, oh my God, thought we were going to be best defense in the league, best front in the league, and then once the year started, even during game 1 against the Chargers, we just haven't performed to our abilities, and can't tell you why.
In my opinion, it's all because of Jack Del Rio. He really just hasn't been able to adjust mid-game or do anything new with our defense. So our weaknesses have stayed weak throughout the season, and we really haven't improved at all.
Yeah, I mean, every single game, besides like the Bills game, we've been close until halftime. And then once the second half starts, don't know why, we fall apart. And it just looks like no hope in every second half of every game we've played.
Something that doesn't help us at all either is that we can't keep control of the ball. We've been pretty fumble prone and interception prone, so it puts a lot of pressure on our defense when they're out on the field the entire second half of the game.
How many sacks does Chase Young have this year? I swear to God, he's been ghost.
Less than 5. Less than 5.
Yeah,
I think he has like 4, and Montez Sweat might have 5. Or no, Jonathan Allen has 5. I don't know how many Sweat has.
So when it comes to defensive linemen, right, it's not – some games you're going to get those sacks. Some games you're going to, have those clutch run-stopping plays, right? And there hasn't been that many games where Chase Young – I mean, I only watched the Washington football team on Red Zone, to be honest with you boys, be very transparent. I know you guys probably watch the full games. But I haven't really seen any highlights anywhere of the guy. I mean, I don't maybe it's a sophomore slump for him. Like you said, Jack Del Rio, maybe they're trying to do too much. I think with him, you just got to let the motherfucker ball. Like, you got to let him you got to let him go free. He's a captain, right?
Yep.
Let him lead that defense. I don't know what the hell they are doing. And what Sweat is, well, I don't know.
That's been all of them. Ioannidis, Payne, Sweat, Chase Young. It seems like they've all just been held back. You just need to let those guys run free. They're all first-round picks. Let them.
Yeah.
Get to
Well,
the
I think a huge problem is that our corners and safeties are absolutely terrible. Something that happened before the season started was we cut Jimmy Moreland, which I thought was one of our rising superstars, JMU Duke as well, but we let him go for who was it, St. Just, and it was only because he could play special teams. We also are paying Landon Collins a huge contract, but he's one of the worst players on our defense every single game. So it's really hard to get the front to the quarterback when we can't even guard the receivers.
And what stinks about, I'm assuming you guys think that Washington's not going to the playoffs, right?
No shot with the Cowboys, how they're playing.
Yeah, you're just riding it out. What stinks is, and transitioning into the next topic, is it's just not a hotbed for free agency. Like, nobody really wants to play under the owner, right? Because he's a scumbag. Nobody really wants to, and the stadium is, how is the stadium? Is it still old looking? Like the facilities and all that shit? Like, I don't know. It's just not a hotbed. So how are you going to get secondary unless you just get like 3 guys in the secondary in the draft, maybe? But at that point, you're again rebuilding that defense from where it was before all these first round draft picks were drafted. So I don't know. Second question. Where do you move forward with quarterback? I have my opinion, but you guys go first.
I mean,
I think we ride out. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think keep Heineke in for the rest of the year. See how he performs. Even if Fitzmagic can come back, like our seasons, we're not going to beat Dallas twice. We're not going to win the NFC East. I say stick with Heineke for the rest of the year and just let him play. Let him continue to gain experience every single game, and then maybe try and draft someone in this year's draft and just hope for the best, really.
Yeah, I pretty much share the same opinion. I think Heineke does get better with every game he plays. I mean, he played at a small school in college, so moving to the NFL is really a big transition for him. I also am pretty upset with Fitzmagic because, I mean, he would have been fine this year, but rumors are that he hurt his hip at a water park with his kids before the season even started. So, of course, the first time he gets tackled and put on that hip, he's out for multiple weeks. So, not really sure what else to say about that, but it's really disappointing.
Yeah,
and he was our big free agent signing for the year, and he's hardly even played a game.
I totally forgot about that. Sorry, I'm laughing, but like that's
no, don't worry.
That's comical.
I would laugh too.
Laughing at our misery, Bobo.
It's okay. My team isn't much better. All right, this is my opinion. And you sign him to a veteran minimum. Why not go with Mitch Trubisky? Why not? Next season. Have him compete. I'm being serious. He was a former first-round pick. He went to the playoffs, what, twice?
Yeah, arguably the best backup in the league.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Maybe this is a very controversial opinion, and he just got his COVID shot, actually. Cam?
No, thank you.
You don't want Cameron?
No.
One Pinky, one thumb?
I'll take Heineke.
One love?
No.
I mean, okay, all right. Who would you rather have, Trubisky or Cam?
Trubisky.
100%. I don't think our team doesn't need issues with leadership, and Cam's not a great leader. I'd rather sign a veteran that knows what he's doing, like we tried to do with Fitzpatrick, or start from scratch and draft someone in a year or two.
I did see this rumor. You know how you guys follow Bleacher Report?
Mm-hmm.
You know how they just throw BS out there pretty much every single day? Like, let's be real here.
Hey, they need to write stories.
Yes. Yeah, they want to come out with good content.
They're like 2023 6th-round pick for Nick Foles. And give him a shot the second half of the season, saying the trade deadline is next week. I don't know.
I wouldn't be opposed, but I don't think we should waste any of our draft capital on anyone that we don't think is actually going to give us a shot at winning. And I think our season's already done. So I'd rather just ride Heineke out for the rest of the year.
So you're going to say like 5-12, 6-11 sort of year?
Probably.
Yeah.
Top 10 draft pick. Honestly, fix your secondary, and I think you guys will be fine. All right, moving on to our second topic.
Oh, man.
Dan Snyder. This guy is the freaking worst. He is.
Worst owner in sports.
All of sports.
He is the worst owner of all of sports. I found this article from 2010. 2010. So this is 11 years ago. 11 freaking years ago. There's 14 worst business practices. I'm just going to highlight a few, right? Have you guys ever been to Washington's football training camp before?
No.
No?
I already know what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to say, yeah.
So in 1999, when he took over the team, he made fans pay for admission to get into a practice. A practice.
First time ever.
Not just the practice. He made them pay for parking too.
I did not know that. That was not in there. That is bad. After September 11 attacks, the Redskins added $4 security charge to a ticket and then sold 9/11 commemorative hats for $24. Bad. Snyder once cited cancer patients and diabetic patients as two market segments that he could target to grow his direct marketing business. What's another one? In 2009, Snyder began selling an official mattress for $1,200 at Six Flags theme park, and he was forced off the company's board and filed for bankruptcy. Due to Dan Snyder's mismanagement of Six Flags, Bill Gates lost $122 million of investing. What's another one? Oh, Snyder claims there were 200,000 people on the season ticket waiting list, yet he sued lifelong season ticket holders who would no longer make payments on their 10-year, $50,000 seat contracts.
Right, during the recession.
Yes. This is honestly my favorite one. As a condition of employment, Snyder requires all employees to sign a document waiving their right to sue him.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
That's just several.
Bad. It's just laughable.
And do you guys want to comment on what Goodell said today?
Yeah, they're not making any of the reports public. Just keeping it all in house.
Oh my God. And then
they're scared. They don't want to ruin the NFL's image.
After all the former employees going to the owners meeting and like presenting all their information and like documents on Dan Snyder. And then Goodell's just keeping it in house. Just not a good look.
So what happened with John Gruden, right, had to do with the football team, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Started from their investigation of a former like athletic director or something or athletic trainer for the Washington football team, and how he was I don't remember exactly, but I think he was like prescribing like drugs to a bunch of the guys.
Oh my God. And hasn't he been caught like sexually harassing some women in?
Yes, plenty. Yeah. I mean, Snyder's invited cheerleaders to a hotel room with other executives, and he would take topless pictures of them and send them around to different people in the league and his buddies. So it's really messed up. Also, over 40 women that worked for the Redskins or the football team have reported being sexually assaulted at work, either by their colleagues, their bosses, players. Like, it's just rampant in the organization.
I feel sorry for the guys who play on that team. I'm assuming that none of them really speak words to him. Only thing they even want to do with him is his signature on their paychecks. And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of the worst, people in sports, right? You have the LA Clippers former owner. Obvious reasons, forgot his name. You have Dan Snyder. You have Roger Goodell, who is the worst commissioner of all time. You put those 3 idiots in a bread basket, all in this one basket, right? And Dan Snyder breaks it. Okay? Because that's just how bad he has treated this franchise for so many years. And it is so sad that they were so good, in the 80s, in the 90s, right? And it's unfortunate what happened to Robert Griffin III. I think if he doesn't get injured, he's probably nearing retirement now. But maybe if RG3 doesn't get injured, they could have been a real, legit Super Bowl contender. Do we agree?
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, the problem is that every single coach that Dan Snyder has hired since he took the team over in 1999, not a single one of them has a winning record.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, you guys went in the playoffs last year at 7-9 and barely lost to the Bucks, and everybody was like, "Let's go!" Like,
Yeah.
football team might be back.
Train.
Yeah, and that was a good ass game. It took Tom Brady for the last drive to win. What was it? It was like 31-23 or something like that. That was
it was pretty close.
Heineke just balled.
Yeah, and that was Tom Brady's hardest playoff game throughout all the playoffs. Other than that, he won every game by pretty handily. I mean, the last few minutes of the Packers game was a little sketchy, but every game pretty handily, I will say. All right, so we all agree Dan Snyder, not good for your team. I'm sorry he's your owner. He needs to be booted. It's just hard to get an owner out. Oh, also, elephant in the room. How about the Sean Taylor stuff?
Oh my!
Right after all
like
that
3 days after.
It's a PR stunt.
They announced it 3 days before the game that they're going to do that at halftime.
Yeah, his brother didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, and then Jackson Mahomes on the number roped off.
I think we all know my opinion about the Mahomes brothers.
Pitiful.
I'm literally cringing right now, even thinking about it. Like, it's just so bad what he did. And did he like falsely apologize, or was that like tweet made up?
Some bullshit apology.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Total PR stunt. Sean Taylor died how many years ago now?
I think he died
probably 15.
Like 15?
2000.
He should have retired his damn jersey the year after. Like, shit. I mean, for crying out loud, they played with 10 players in the field the game after he died.
Yeah, first snap.
Like, what the hell? Like, and Sean Taylor was so damn goated, bro. So goated. I mean, I wasn't really old enough to remember him, but like watching his highlights, like that Pro Bowl hit.
Yeah, I'll never forget that on the punter. Just cleats him.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was probably the worst. I mean, with all this shit coming out this year, that just adds to the bad practices that Dan Snyder brings.
Right. I think one key fact that we haven't really gone over yet was something he said. I mean, I'll quote him right now. He said, "We'll never change the name. It's that simple. Never. You can use caps." I mean, he didn't want to change the name from Redskins to, I mean, we don't technically even have a name right now. Washington football team. I mean, it's been almost 2 years. The only reason he changed his opinion is after the Black Lives Matter movement, all these companies like FedEx, Nike, Pepsi all said they would pull the rug on him. So we really can see that the one thing that motivates Dan Snyder is money through all these like topics we've covered so far. It's the only thing that gets him to change.
Yeah, it's sad. But all right, transitioning power rankings so far in the NFL season. Something fun to talk about, not really depressing.
Yeah, I know. Something a little more uplifting.
And Dan Snyder, if you're hearing this, screw you. Screw you. You're causing my boys pain. Pain. All right. Number 1, Arizona Cardinals. Only undefeated team in the NFL.
Yep.
Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How about Jim Nantz and Tony Romo absolutely trolling the Chicago Bears this weekend?
Yeah.
Dude, I brought it to the people in my office, and they were so like depressed about that. They were like, that was just mean. That was just so.
Your office from Chicago?
What?
Or is everyone from your office from Chicago, or a lot of them are?
Yeah, either they grew up in the suburbs or they lived somewhere in the city at one point. It's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
I'm like, it's me and this other woman who are from New York. Actually, she's from upstate, and I was just busting their balls about it. I go, so how'd you feel about it? And they're like, screw you, Jordan.
You walk in with a big smile and they're all sad.
It's a water cooler conversation. There's this one Bears fan that sits right next to the water cooler, and like me being like at a gallon a day of water, I'm over there a lot, and I'm like, the guy's name's John. I'm like, John, what do you think about Romo? He goes, freaking hated that. So number 3, the Bills. I still think they're the team to beat in the AFC. I don't care what happened on Monday night. It was a trap game. We all agree with this. Brett was there. He had a lot of fun. Number 4, the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys 6-0 against the spread.
Cowboys
That's
are
pretty
scared.
damn elite. I will say. Number 5, didn't even have my top 10 last time. The Tennessee Titans. I know.
I don't agree with this one.
I know I have the Bills still ahead of them, but the Titans deserve their damn respect. They beat the Bills and they handily beat. We lost Nick. They handily beat the Chiefs. Number 6, the Packers. Do I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl? No. They're probably losing their NFC Championship game. Number 7, the Bengals. Had to put respect on them. Number 8, the Rams. Number 9, the Ravens. What did he just say? My computer just what?
Computer just died. I'll be right back.
That's hilarious. Number 10, the Chargers. Joe, what do you think of this list?
Wait, do you have the Rams at 9?
I have the Rams at 8.
No. I
You have
think
the Rams.
Probably right where you have the Titans at 5. Rams are scary. Good. That defense, unbelievable. And with Matt Stafford this year, their whole offense is just shifted. Just get Jared Goff out of there. Let Matt Stafford throw the ball. And I think in a year or two, that's a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah, I have this strange feeling that Brady's last game might be a loss against the Rams. Right? I think, well, it's crazy. So I have the Bucks at 2. When is Tom Brady going to get worse?
Honestly, it just seems like he's getting better and better year after year, game after game.
I was telling my dad, I go, he looks better than he ever has from 2017 to 2019 with the Pats.
Yeah, throwing 3 touchdowns to Mike Evans last game.
Bro, that was OD. Like, That was like, did you see Mike Evans just walk off the field with 9 seconds to go in the half? He was like, I'm done.
No, I didn't see that, but that's
why I tweeted. I was like, Mike Evans says this is a waste. I said, Mike Evans thinks it's a waste of his time. He's about to go to Soho. Like, and if you're not from Tampa, Soho is just a street of bars in the city of Tampa, Florida. They are just so damn good. I wanted to put them at 1. I really did, but I can't. You got to give respect to the Cards being 7-0. Like, so Big Cat brought up this good point when it comes to being undefeated and actually being real. Once you get to like 6-0, that's when you're legit, right? And they've been dominating teams. Absolutely dominating teams.
Let's not forget about the Steelers of last year.
Okay. Granted, the Steelers. But the Cards play in the hardest division in football if Russell Wilson is in that division. Geno Smith?
Not the guy.
Not the guy. Not the guy. San Fran have no idea what's wrong with them. They've been snake bitten again by injuries, which stinks. And how do you lose a game at home in the rain against a dome team? When it rains, I've never been to San Francisco, right? But we got Nick. We got Nick back. We got Nick back, fans. Where is he?
There we go.
All right.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
You're good. Want me to go over my top 10 again?
Sure.
All right. So we'll go over this quick. Cards, Bucks, Bills, Cowboys, Titans, Packers, Bengals, Rams, Ravens, Chargers. Joe said he would switch Titans and Rams. So he would put the Titans you said you put the Titans at 8?
Titans at 8, Rams up to 5.
And now we're talking about. Wait, Nick, do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, so I'd actually have the Rams at 3 over the Bills as well. I mean, they have a better record, and they didn't lose to a team that lost to the Jets.
Okay, they lost to the Jets, but they didn't have AJ Brown or Julio Jones. Okay, I don't care. What's your top 10?
So I had Cards, Bucks, Rams, Bills, Cowboys, Packers, Bengals, Ravens, Chargers, Titans.
We have a few mismatching things, but that's what this podcast is about. We all have opinions, right? So we were just talking about we were just talking about how the NFC West is considered like the best division in football when Russell Wilson is there and Geno Smith's not the guy. And going back to my point, how the hell for San Fran, how the hell do you lose a game at home when it's pouring? What do they call it? Like I forgot.
It was an atmospheric river.
Yes, that's what it was. I was like, I've never heard of that before. Against a dome team. Like, how do you lose that game? No idea. The Colts.
Well, they went away from running the ball with Elijah Mitchell. He was killing it on the first drive, and they stopped using him.
They did. You're not wrong. All right, so a question for you guys. Speaking of the Colts, who's the better 3 and 4 team, the Pats or the Colts? I think the Colts are a little hotter than the Pats right now.
I'll take the Pats because I don't like Carson Wentz.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, they're both so up and down. And I told when I was talking to my dad, I'm trying to get him on this podcast again. I was like, I really hope by the time we see that Colts Pats game, it actually means something, right? Like I didn't spend all that money on tickets just for this to just be a pick for a game for a draft pick, right? And the same thing when I see the Pats in Buffalo. Like I hope they're at that 500 range, but that's why they have to beat the Chargers. Pats have to beat the Chargers, and then they play the Browns 2 weeks later. They have to win. It's like a must win. They're playoff games. All right, picks of the week. I threw this in the group chat earlier, and I got so much damn heat, but I'm sticking by it because I believe this is my favorite parlay of the damn year. I added one more team, actually. Cards money line. Bills spread at -13.5. Jags +3. It's going to hit. I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence is going to walk in to Seattle and cover that game. Pats +5.5. I love Titans -1 as well against the Colts. All right, boys, you have picks for the week?
You want to go first, Joe?
I'm tailing. I think it was Brett who said this. Mitch Trubisky, touchdown. I don't have a game pick, but player prop of the week.
So I think they're going to blow out the Fins, and by the time the fourth quarter comes,
yep, touchdown.
And it's at home for the Bills. So, and I've been to a Bills Dolphins game before in the past. Those fans love those games. Squish the fish. Squish the fish. It's hilarious. It's like that's like besides when the Patriots came into town all those years and like them pretty much knowing they were going to lose during our dynasty era, the Fins was their favorite home game by far because they knew it would be either a good game or they'd win. Nick, how about you?
The game I'm probably most excited to watch this week is the Browns against the Steelers. I want to see if the Steelers could actually win with the Browns running backs being out. Who knows if Baker Mayfield's going to be back. I think it could actually be a pretty good game. Also, I don't think the Pats are going to cover the spread. I just don't know if they can stop that explosive Chargers offense. I mean, you get Eckler going, you get Keenan Allen going. It's going to be hard to stop him.
Transitioning into my next topic, I'm going to talk about the Pats because we only got like 9 minutes left because I don't have damn Zoom upgraded. That's for teachers, not for me. This is my recap of the Pats-Jets game. I do not care that we put up a 54 apiece against the Jets. I do not care. Want to know why I don't care? We walked into LA last year against the Chargers and beat them 45-0. Okay? We lost the next game to the Rams on Thursday Night Football by like 25 points. Okay? This game didn't mean shit to me, right? Our secondary still sucked, right? They had what's his name? Mike White? What's his name? The backup for the Jets playing most of the game.
I don't
Like,
even.
Yeah, I forgot Zach Wilson went out.
Judon destroyed Zach. I mean, yeah, it was a very forgettable game. Judon destroyed Zach Wilson. Game is over. We're going to transition into my Pats at LA Chargers preview. This is a playoff game, boys. This is 100% a playoff game for them. This is why I think they're going to cover, but I don't think they're going to win. The Chargers have the worst secondary. They're ranked 32nd in special teams in the league. They're also ranked 32nd in run defense in the league. And what do the Patriots want to take advantage of that game? And what have they been wanting to do all season when they can? Run the damn ball. Granted, whenever Damian Harris, J.J. Taylor, Brandon Bolden, Rondé Stevenson have the ball in their hands, I'm scared for my life they're going to fumble it. I'm scared for my life. Literally, anytime the Patriots player has a ball, I'm like, they're going to fumble this damn ball.
Sony.
Do not even get me started on Sony Michel. Joe, you were in my household during my Sony Michel era. I loved him for a year, then he just started sucking. I think if the Patriots can run for over 130 yards against the shitty-ass Chargers run defense, I believe they can come out with a win in this game. This is also it. It's going to be – the over is going to hit. I'm not going to bet it, but I think the over is going to hit completely. I think it's going to be like a 36-31 game around there, either side. Pat's offense has been clicking. I mean, they proved it against the Cowboys, and they proved it. I mean, granted, the Jets. But they've looked pretty good. They've had, I think, one of the best offenses in the league the last 2 weeks. Secondary is going to be a damn problem. Jonathan Jones is injured for the season. Who's going to guard Keenan Allen? J.C. Jackson. You know who guarded Keenan Allen last year? Had him 1 reception for 7 yards? Stephon Gilmore, who we just gave away. Like nothing.
I think this take is a delusional Pats fan take.
I agree.
To get into a shootout with the Chargers and win.
I mean, even if you guys do strap Keenan Allen, they also have Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. They're loaded on offense. I mean, Herbert's arguably a top 5 quarterback this year. He's dropped 30 points in fantasy multiple times. I think he's going to be really hard to stop.
The Browns competed against the Chargers. And are the Browns that much better than the Patriots?
Yes, when they have both their running backs. They have the best 1-2 punch in the league. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb.
Injuries are everybody gets injured in NFL. I don't want to hear shit about injuries.
Yeah, but when they played, they were in the game.
Yeah, but I think the Patriots are going to cover. Is this a very biased opinion? Of course it is. You're talking to me right now with the most masshole sweatshirt or crew neck there is on the market. Shout out Etsy.com. But all in all, to wrap this up, we deserve a good week of NFL football. Every game sucked. The best game was what? Dolphins, Falcons this past weekend? 30-28? It was a terrible weekend of football. Like, I don't know.
Started on last night. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude. That was Jameis versus
brutal.
Waste of time.
Waste of my damn time that I had to watch that game. But anyways, boys, thank you for coming on the podcast. Nick, I'll see you in Philly on New Year's Eve. Joe, don't know when I'm going to see you next. Probably Gasparilla, unless you decide to last second buy a ticket. I don't know. I might convince you. Who knows? I got a hotel room if you want to stay with me. Or else I'm eating 700 by myself. But,
hey, thanks for having us on, Bobo.
No problem.
Back anytime you want.
Love y'all. Thank you, boys. Everybody have a good night.
See ya.
Deuce.